What do you mean there's something in the water?
No, there's just something in the fucking water.
One of the best sci-fi thrillers of our time right now. Name another sci-fi thriller. Go. That's what I thought.
Long Legs.
But is that sci-fi?
No,
that's not sci-fi.
yes it is. Go fuck yourself.
Have you watched it?
No. I have not seen a single thing of it. I don't even know. I just bullshitted. I don't even know if it's a sci-fi thriller at all.
We're back. It's Scraps. I'm Nunu.
I'm Lulu.
And we're back.
I'm going to say it just sounds right.
It sounds right.
It just sounds right.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a religious experience with you the other day, watching Alien Romulus. It made me believe that sequels and prequels and like actual IPs, intellectual properties.
Now,
can be done right.
This is what I'm going to say. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I would love. Actually, let me go first. Let me cook.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I number one admire that it's a thriller movie. It's not like this. It's not like Prometheus, where it's like this intellectual sci-fi. Like, what are we? Who we are? Great movies. Alien Covenant was dancing around that same thing, but the same plot was like the creation now is creating. But now Alien Romulus goes to the roots of what Alien was, and to me, Alien is that whole concept. The whole concept is no one can hear you scream in space, bro. And I feel like that's what it captured. And captured this like, fuck, this helplessness feeling. Because you could tell throughout Alien Romulus, dude, as soon as shit was going south, dude, they were panicking. They were in that scare state of like, fuck, we have no other option but to like continue.
Yeah. I mean,
so that's what I admire about it. It's like the first movie, it's like we have no other option but to just like be.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I love this movie.
Oh, it's amazing.
I think this movie is like, to me,
I still stand by my 8.7.
Mine will probably vary after I speak on why.
Okay.
So first of all, I do want to say the cast was good.
Okay.
When it came to like the main actress, which I saw on World War II. I mean, on Civil War, World War II. Me and her were in the front lines. No,
we stormed it.
we were in Normandy together. No, when I saw her in Civil War, I already liked her. I was like, oh, she's incredible in this movie. And then I didn't even realize that she was going to be like the main in this movie at all. Mm-hmm. And then she was, and she killed it. But the one that took it away was David Johnson, who played Andy, the robot.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. This dude, fucking like he's incredible.
Oh,
like
yes.
as an actor, like he changed the way that he was from this like obsolete robot to like then like getting that new chip and like becoming like
got that new iPhone update.
Got that
acting different.
I know, I got that Surrey Plus,
dude. And you know what I love about it?
By the way, there's gonna be mad spoilers here. I don't really give a fuck.
If you haven't watched it, bro, it's come on.
Yeah,
he's slacking.
And that's what I was gonna say as well. I was actually disappointed on how empty it was when we went.
Oh yeah,
it was super empty. It was opening day too, so it's not like
it was like
no. It just came out. It came out that Friday.
Yeah,
it came out that Friday. So we watched it last week.
At you fucking
and I'm
nerd.
just like, I was so surprised at how empty it was, because I thought like Alien was like such a covenant thing, so to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Maybe it's like people are just tired of reboots, so that's why I was also like, oh yeah. But
okay,
from what I've heard from other people. Mm-hmm. I've never watched the original Aliens. I've never watched any of the Aliens prior.
I would say you should stop yourself at Alien Resurrection. That's when shit starts getting way. That's when like they got way too crazy about it.
The only thing about it, people are saying this is just a fan service movie. Which and the reason for is because if you watch Aliens and then you watch this one, people are saying this is the return of Return of the Jedi of Aliens. Like, you remember when they rebooted the other three? And then pretty much it was the same thing as Return of the Jedi?
So, I would
remember
agree.
The Force Awakens.
No, I completely. I
and
see
it
where
was
you're going.
literally the same thing, just with a bigger fucking destroyer of planet.
Okay, so to me, this is why I would heavily disagree on that, because I feel like Alien Romulus, what it did for the fans, because I do think it was a fan flick, like specifically for the diehard fans, because in one movie they were able to piece everything together. They were able to piece Prometheus with Covenant and Alien and Aliens. Like the Easter egg of Vasquez being in the photo, the when it shows them walking past that space station and you see Wayland's motto, building a better future, that whole concept, it all ties in together with. Like,
again, this means nothing to me.
This means a lot to me
because I don't know any of this backstory.
So this backstory is, I mean, we could go as far as back. This is why I like this movie, because this movie really shows multiple production studios that you can tap into the universe of a franchise without being so shitty, like making shit content, like Star Wars. So much source material that they can tap into, and they've amazing. But they
shit on it.
They pick on the shittiest material. I don't know why.
No. It's not the shittiest material. They're doing it in a shitty way.
Exactly.
Honestly, great material that they literally. You fucking had a layup after fucking. You're bringing back the original cast. You had a layup there.
You could have
done like what you could have done. Literally, honestly, there was a bunch of shit that was out there that you could have fucking used, but you guys wanted to say it's non-canon.
Yep.
And we're like, you could have made that shit canon, and then you just fucking you shit on the bed. This is coming from a really, really big fucking Star Wars fan.
But I think it's the fact that they didn't have enough people caring about the actual intellectual property. I think they just had motherfuckers that were like, yo, Daddy needs a new fucking mansion in the Hamptons, and we gotta just fucking speed it up. We don't care about, like, they're gonna buy it because it's Star Wars. That's like the train of thought that they have. Because from what I heard with Alien Romulus, they worked hard with everybody that worked in Alien Covenant and Prometheus, even the old people that were in Aliens.
By the way, those two movies weren't that well received either.
Exactly.
Which is crazy to me, because they're actually,
yeah.
Again, I've watched, okay, so technically I have watched stuff. I didn't know going into Prometheus that it was even a part of the universe. And then, like, finding out after while I'm watching it, I was like, "Oh shit, this is like the beginning of all of it."
It's a start. Because honestly, Prometheus is good, but what sucked, and this is like, you have to be like a dead ass like fucking like Aliens fan to know that Fox Studio had to cut out a giant chunk of important dialogue from Prometheus, especially when it comes to the engineers, the people that created everything. Because it touched too much on religious stuff and creationism, that they were like, the studio was like, yo, this is like, y'all gonna y'all pass the line. Like, I know that y'all are trying to make a movie about like the creator and stuff, but like that monologue is intense because like
so pretty much you're saying you're gonna piss off the Christians.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna piss off the Christians. Because one of the monologues, like if you ever watch Prometheus, you see Wayland trying to talk to the engineer to teach him how to like live forever, because he created humans and he wants to know like, hey, I'm dying of old age. How can you make me live forever? Because you made me, you should know like a way to kind of genetically modify me. And then in the part that was cut out, the engineer, the big motherfuckers, the ones that kind of spearheaded everything, he goes into this whole rant about like, motherfucker, like y'all are the worst shit that we ever made. Like we 100% regret making y'all humans, because y'all are just barbarians. Y'all just kill. And like, he even goes on a spill about like, we even took one of the child's mother from your place and brought him to our paradise, pretty much hinting that they taught Jesus and then put him back on earth, and then we just killed them. Like, you punished them. So it went on this whole thing. That's why Fox was like, yo, we're getting too like deep into this like creationism shit. Like, so Prometheus was like really well done, but it was also like a little bit chopped up for people. But that's what I'm saying. Like the source material, man. Like just like Star Wars, like the disappointment of like, dude, y'all could have done so much cool shit if y'all were to just cared a little bit more, just like a little bit.
I would also say with what's it called? I'll be back.
Oh, Terminator.
I feel like 100%. I feel like Terminator as a whole, it's completely garbage now.
Dude, you could have done so much with Terminator 2. I mean, again, I am a giant Terminator fan. You could have talked about the fucking actual war. I mean, there's so many ways you could have gone. That's why, like, I think Alien Romulus is, I'm still going to say it, one of the best sci-fi thrillers of our time right now, but also one of the best examples of how to dip into that franchise and not just pull out shit. Like, actual make something that's going to be cool.
Yeah, that movie was fucking awesome.
It was dope.
For me, again, if I actually watched all the Alien franchise, then watched this, from what people are telling me, I'd probably give it around a 7 flat.
Okay.
I was like, but for someone that hasn't watched it, that bitch is like a 9 almost to me,
It's
bro.
good.
That shit's so
Bro,
good.
we were in the
Only thing is literally what we were saying. Only thing is you can't this is what I don't like. When there's too much crazy shit happening to the main character, which I'm like, dog, you gotta die. At this point, you gotta die. It's like, there is no way this person would live.
Same. I feel like she should have at least lost like a foot or something.
Lose a foot, something. Where like if you're going to cryo freeze afterwards, you don't know if you're gonna live because you're bleeding out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been like, oh shit, does she live or die?
Yeah.
Maybe they make a movie after everything, and then like we find out she did stay alive.
Part of me feels like they're trying to incorporate her to the next movies.
Oh, for sure. I think so
Which
too.
is cool, but at the same time, it's like, I love, for example, Alien Covenant. The ending for that. It was such like an open ending where like you see David with the fucking face hugger eggs and having hundreds of pods of like colonizers in a ship, and it just pans to him like at like an evil grin type shit. It makes you just like, fuck, what's happening? Same
That's
with
when,
Alien,
that's
same with
when he goes to the
Prometheus.
day. That's when he goes to. But Prometheus is in the end when he goes to the home planet and destroys them.
It fucks him up. Yeah, he fucks him up. Which to me is like, again, like all this lore, and that's why I feel like also Predator, that franchise, they're doing the same thing with the shows and Prey.
Prey was good.
They're
too.
refreshing the source material so they can actually, I guess you would say, extract everything they can from it instead of just making like mediocre B films with high-end production, aka Star Wars.
Yeah,
because motherfuckers are so fanboy. And
which
again,
is hilarious.
I'm a Star Wars
they're all
fanboy,
owned by
but-
Disney now.
Exactly. For real. I'm a Star Wars fanboy, but it's like you have to at a certain point be like, yeah, they're just trying to make money now. Like this isn't what George Lucas
I say
created.
now I'm a legacy fanboy because that's what they call
The non-canon shit.
stuff.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So
That's
like
the
it's pretty
source
much I like
shit.
the legacy stuff
I like the legacy stuff too.
because it's so fucking dope on the stuff, especially Luke's like the power that Luke can do. That dude fucking moves a black hole in those fucking things.
Oh, fuck.
Like he can control a black hole. And his sons, like it's repeating the cycle because one of his sons ends up being a fucking Sith Lord.
Yeah.
That like one of his nephews ends up like
See,
he
that's
kills
what-
up one of his nephews.
That's what I love about like you can tap into that shit. Like you can make things dramatic and super like character developing. You know, like when you fall in love with a show because the way they've developed the character, it's just like, oh man, there's no way I can hate this shit. Like they've done the right steps on the writing room side to be like, yo, let's fucking this person. So when it does peak and climax, you're just like, like you're just fucking.
You know how that's how I kind of feel about House of the Dragons.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people are hating on it a lot right now, which I don't understand why. I personally like the season mostly because I know the full story of like what happens during the Dance of the Dragons. So like I know what ends up happening. They even tell you in Game of Thrones about what happens to Rhaenyra. I was like, so in my head I'm just like, why? Like they're changing certain things that make it seem like it's not gonna happen how it was told, and like shit doesn't actually happen the way at all it's like described.
I think it's because a lot of people, and I think there's two things that are happening: is people fall in love with a specific piece that they can't move past it. For example, I've seen people on my feed where they're like, Alien Romulus is like a 4. Fucking, I love the original Alien because they compare it to like word for word, vibe to vibe, which in reality you should look at as like, yo, this is actually like, for example, Game of Thrones, the whole Rhaenyra thing. They obviously mention it, but you also got to understand the way they mention it is 300 to 500 years separated from the Dance of the Dragons. So
No, but they mentioned her death and the death that they like.
Spoiler alert!
They mentioned
Yeah.
they mentioned her death. Whatever. I was like, and they say how she died. So I'm just like, I was like, you can call it spoilers, whatever, bitch. They said it in the goddamn show.
Yeah.
They said it in the Game of Thrones show.
But to me, it's different how when they, again, I see it as like what they could tell is like, to me, as this is why I like it, is because you hear the myth and the lore from them in the future talking about what happened in history, but now you actually get to see the exact details of what the lore could have missed because they're telling it like as like it's a story, like especially in the show Game of Thrones when they're referring to like to them it's them recanting history.
So like,
but now like in House of the Dragons, you get to see how complex that whole shit happened.
The thing to me that I've been liking is there's little changes from the book to the show that like makes sense. So when in the first season in the ending where one of her kids ends up dying because of Aemon, One-Eye Aemon, and like the dragon kind of attacks him.
Yeah,
it was an accident.
Yeah,
in the book it's not described that way. In the book it's just like he did it on purpose. So it's kind of cool that it's just like, oh, the real telling, it was like he fucked around too much, and then shit kind of popped off in the wrong way.
See, but that's like that's where like that's where like people, if you consume shit thinking that it's a reboot or like it's gonna replace the thing that made you fall in love, like for example, Star Wars. If you think they're gonna replace what made you fall in love with Star Wars, you've already kind of given yourself a biasy. But if you open it up, now with Star Wars is a very specific case because it's just dog water. but
that's just.
But it was just done very bad.
Like again, I've heard have you seen what happens in the Acolyte shit?
No,
I'm not
stopped, dude.
I didn't
watch Mandalorian, bro. I went, I'm good, dude. I tried watching Rogue One and all that. It's all
I like Rogue One. Don't get me wrong.
It's all right, but it's not like what I want.
Out of all of them, out of all the ones that they've done, that like isn't like a full actual thing, I think Rogue One was done correctly.
Yes, I agree. It's done correctly, but at the same time, it's like, dog, you have so much source material to fucking pick. And again, I feel like Rogue One is the Romulus of Star Wars.
I would agree.
It's in the in between time, so you can get some.
Ooh,
context.
that doesn't work for your case because then I would call that shit mid.
No. But I'm talking about like sheer timeline.
Timeline wise, yeah.
Timeline wise. Because like you understand, going back to Aliens, dude, let me nerd out for 10 seconds. It's like, because I was retouching up on the lore just to make sure like, oh, dude, just admiring the work. Bro, I forgot entirely what the whole, like, I'm not sure if they wrote it that way when they released the movie back in 1977 or whatever. Mm-hmm. But like the fact that in the first Alien movie, they show the engineer in his ship. So they had already plotted the seed of.
Wait, they show.
Yeah, in the first 1977, when Ripley and her, like everybody, they go to the planet because they have to retrieve something. They stumble into the fucking engineer's ship, and that's when one of them gets an egg and takes it back, gets attacked by the egg, and then takes that shit with him to the ship.
Is that the first movie?
First Alien, 1977.
And they show the skeleton, I'm assuming, of the
skeleton
engineer?
of the engineer. Like the disc jockey with his suit. They show him sitting down, but he's probably already dead. He's not.
And
alive.
this is not a comic. This is the movie. Actually,
this is the movie.
Oh, okay, cool.
So to me, it's like, oh my god. So they planted a seed about the engineer long ago, and then I started reading more lore about the engineer, and I was like, oh shit, this makes more sense because I read comics. So like the engineers idolized the xenomorphs because there was one particular xenomorph which is called the Deacon that helped them in their time of need because the engineers were able to like procreate themselves and create themselves, but something happened in their world that they couldn't procreate anymore. So the Deacon, the xenomorph like figure that was docile and not super aggressive like the xenomorphs are now, was able to help them by, you know, the first scene of Prometheus when he drinks that black goo.
Yes,
that black goo is actually the blood of the Deacon, the first original xenomorph that helped them try to spread their genes because they knew that they were a dying race. So engineers only live up to 300,000 years. So their race, the bald dudes, knew that they were going to die out. So the Deacon helped them with his blood go to different planets and do that shit where they drank this blood to like dissipate into the world
to create life.
To create life. And listening to the lore, Earth was the first that was the success of all the planets they did. So it starts into this whole thing where like after they ran out of the Deacon's blood, the original xenomorph that helped them like create more life,
They wanted to make another
they
one.
wanted to recreate the blood. So that's where you get the black goo, is because they try to make a synthetic version of that, but it turns out to be the opposite. It destroys life. It creates a super aggressive creature and stuff like that. So that's what the real lore about it, and that's why I enjoy like when you see like why Wayland Industries is so obsessed with like the xenomorph is because it's the same obsession.
Wayland Industries is what they call the company, right?
The company, yeah, the company that's colonizing over. So that their obsession with the same thing is to create life or like elongate it to the point where like the fucking engineers were at. But again, it's like one of those things like at a certain point your creation, like once you create something, sometimes it just you lose grasp of it and it just becomes like bigger than you, the creator.
I'm just wondering where the Predators come into this, because they've like smacked both of them. They're clearly in the same universe.
Oh, they're 100% the same universe. So when it comes to the Predator, aliens are seen as like a rite of passage for the Yachua, that's their alien race.
Yeah.
Which they
I know to kill one, you pretty much
to become a predator, a full-fledged predator that you get to travel to space and hunt. You have to kill a hive of aliens. So you have to, number one, go in, kill the hive and kill the queen, and then from then on you receive.
But all their ambition is just to kill, right? It's to hunt.
It's not to hunt. Yeah, it's to get better. Because like if you've seen Predators, sometimes the predator becomes friends with a human. So they have emotional like they're kind of like a super intense version of a samurai for some apparent reason. They have respect and they respect.
They respect strength.
Exactly. So I think they're more of like an emotional creature that's like they use the aliens as a way of rite of passage to gauge their strength, because that is the most dangerous hunt to them in the universe. Is an alien hive, because you don't have to just deal with the queen, you have to deal with the drones that always are a constant thing. So that's where they're kind of mixed together. I'm not sure what made them mix together, but I love the fact that they mixed them together because it just makes sense, bro. It just makes sense. To me, it makes sense as a fan, but
and then I was seeing online that people were just like, they were saying that because Disney bought all this, it was gonna be like the death of like all these universes, but they've come out with like Prey. Now Alien Romulus.
So they can make. This shows you that they can make good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think it varies to who's doing it. I don't think anybody's trying to make a shitty movie. I just think it comes down to who's in charge of it. Again, for Star Wars, when it came to the Mandalorian, who was it?
John something Favreau.
Yeah, John Favreau. Like he fucking loves that universe, so he treated it with love and care. And I'm pretty sure the people that did.
You're right. It has to be who's the executive producer, who's the person writing the notes and making sure that this.
Yeah. Which I'm just like, and at the same time, people were getting like upset. It was like, don't idolize these like big ass companies. Is like, I don't think in the sense of like when people were saying that, oh, they thought they were gonna make shitty shit and they didn't. I don't think it's them trying to be like, look, Disney, like, don't worry. Even though Disney has it, it's more of like, we don't care about that company. We care about the content that they have. And we're glad
they do own
they
lot
own
of heavy
everything.
hitters.
They own pretty much fucking everything, bro.
So would you say they're like at this point a fucking monopoly of like entertainment?
No, because they don't own everything, but they own pretty much everything.
Yeah, I'm at the point, dude. Like
it's the thing of like you can't be a monopoly if you technically don't own everything, even though it seems like you do.
Right.
You own a lot, but you don't own everything.
That's what I'm saying. Like part of me is like, do you think they learned from the Star Wars shit? So they're like, you know what? We should just start just making fire. Like, let's not fuck the profits. Like, let's actually invest.
No, I don't think ever it's gonna be fuck the profits.
Oh man,
it's never gonna be fuck the profits.
Fucking A24, pick us up.
Like that's the only people that like will take a chance on a new story. Again, what's his name?
Yeah.
What's his name? Vince Vaughn. Mm-hmm. He was on Hot Ones saying that it's like if it's not an IP that's already currently out, it's not gonna be. They're not gonna take the chance. That's why Vince Vaughn movies don't get made anymore. That's why Adam Sandler movie. If Adam Sandler didn't pay for them, Adam Sandler's movies wouldn't be made.
No, but I disagree because Netflix pays him a giant fucking bag to make movies.
Not all the time.
Oh yeah, dude, he just signed like a Netflix deal. Like a while
Are you talking
back.
about Adam Sandler?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has the cash flow of a production team, which is Netflix. But I get what you mean. I mean, Vince Vaughn was so 2000s. Like,
Yeah, but again, if it wasn't for Vince Vaughn, we wouldn't have had fucking Dodgeball.
that is a good movie. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
But I'm just like, it's those things of just like, those kind of comedies don't come out anymore because it's not as, they're not willing to take the risk.
But also, bro, come on, like the comedy, like the environment for comedy to be made is like kind of low key died, bro. Like too many people are sensitive. That's why you don't see Scary Movie 1, like scary movies being made, or like Not Another Teen Movie, or all these like American Pie. Like they can't make those again because like the people's humor and like has changed, has shifted, bro. And I don't even know.
Yeah, but you can still make fun of certain things nowadays. You can make fun of woke culture to an extent. Again, you can teeter the line.
But back to the whole thing is like a corporation will not bankroll that.
No, for sure.
Because it's a huge risk with maybe big reward. I don't know.
Which I'm just like, it's one of those things where it's just like, if I don't like that you have to have this like crazy IP now to like make certain things.
I think that's why, like, honestly, this might sound weird. I feel like, again, I don't know anything about the movie business, but I feel like short films is where it's at, where you make just very short films. Kind of like, do you remember? What's that? James Franco, Seth Rogen, that big movie they made where they got everybody there.
This is the end.
This is the end. Did you ever see the original? This is the end. It was really, dude. Okay, so, bro, this I went on like a giant Seth Rogen binge like in high school. So I had learned that Seth Rogen and his friends made like a short pitch movie of This Is the End. It's like maybe like
the video that they
8 to 10 minutes long.
Yeah,
literally them thinking of the concept of This Is the End. It's like the apocalypse and we're all in the room and it's like. So to me, I feel like nowadays that's what you need to just post. Or make as like someone that's trying to sell an IP, is make a taste of what you're trying to do, so then you can like show someone like, yo, check this shit out, and then be like, yo, it has.
Well, realize the only reason we got Deadpool is because Ryan Reynolds technically leaked the little shit that they recorded for Deadpool. Like literally, he says as like there's a bunch of interviews where he's just like, yeah, it's like we shot some stuff for Deadpool and then somehow it got released on Twitter and people fucking loved it, and then that's when they approved Deadpool. But he later on was just like, he was just like, I don't know if I was a part of it. I was like, I could have been.
But you know what I'm saying?
But
you gotta give a
that.
taste. You gotta give a taste for people to be like, I want to see it, I don't want to see it. I think that's dog. I think we're getting close to that. And also like with this AI video shit, bro, I feel like it makes it easier for people to like manifest that shit.
Honestly, I think it just comes down to people fucking with A24.
Honestly,
because A24 makes really good.
They do, but also I'm gonna be honest, bro. Sometimes they just jerking that artistic penis off, and I don't like that. Like,
I don't mind it.
I do not, bro. I do not like that.
In what sense? Which movie?
I'm trying to think, bro.
Have you seen Poor Things?
No.
You wouldn't.
I'll
like
give you an
it.
example. Like,
that's probably one that you wouldn't.
This is
fuck
not an
with.
A24 film, but this is kind of like A24-esque.
So you're bullshitting.
No, I'm not bullshitting. I might be bullshitting, but I ain't lying. But like The Bear, the second season, third season, how I told you about.
We are so different in opinions on this show.
I know. So to me,
you're like too artsy-fartsy. I'm just like, this is a masterpiece.
No.
I thought it was just like...
It's too much of this, mate.
You know what? I thought I'm just like, this show can't do no wrong.
No, they're beating their fucking artist penis
Hey,
off.
dog. Hey.
I want plots.
Some people like good shit. Some people like fucking garbage.
Oh my God, dog. It's not that.
Sorry, we can't all be sunny in Philadelphia.
No, I'm saying like at least let's fucking get the plot going, boys. We're stuck on the time lapse.
Hey, dog, when's this fucking review coming out? When's at the end of the show?
That's what I'm saying.
I get what you mean. In the sense
It's just like let's get to the point, dog. Like you are at the end of the day.
It's character building, bitch.
Dog, they've already built the characters up 2 seasons ago, bro.
They're still doing it.
Nah.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that people don't fucking grow and expect. Plus, we never saw everybody's growth, and you kind of do now. And then you see how people interact.
It's too much of
you
this,
don't tell
mate.
me. You can't tell me that part with
Too
John
much.
Cena wasn't hilarious. Haunting.
I remember it's
It's
good.
funny as
It's
fuck,
funny
bro.
as fuck. But see,
And then they're so fucking fast.
no, but it takes you that episode to realize, oh yeah, this is a sitcom. Where the fuck
It's
was
not a
that?
sitcom.
Oh, this is an actual show. Because after that, they were just showing fucking. One of the episodes, they showed like literally a documentary about some shit. Like, do you remember? It's like a documentary of like clowns or some shit, like circus. I don't know. It pissed me the fuck off. Because I'm like, dude, did I click on the wrong thing on Hulu?
Oh, so people can't fucking try
No.
shit. Oh, you say don't try shit.
Hey, dog.
Oh, hey,
You already
just
won
keep
an
it to
Emmy.
the
Quit
just
stroking that fucking.
Hey, just keep it to
artistic
the fucking
penis.
simplicity.
Dog.
So we can be out here.
Sometimes you just gotta let go of your dick, bro, and just fucking make some fucking fire, bro.
And they did.
They did it.
They did.
They did it.
They did.
I'm gonna be real. Another review. The Bear season 3. A solid 4.5.
A solid 9.
No, a solid 4.5.
Solid, you know what? 8.
We can do better, boys.
Nah, I like it.
Oh, dude, I fucking. Oh, that fucking. Anyway.
So we ain't Bob's Burgers out in this bitch.
Hey, that's
Same fucking joke.
Hey,
Different fucking way.
different color schemes. Anyways, what do y'all think? Alien Romulus, is it fire or not? Do you think it got enough hype or did it not get enough hype?
Actually, no, fuck it. Go watch it. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's worth watching. That shit scared the fuck out of me. I don't watch horror in any or thriller in any kind of way. That bitch was good. And that's coming from someone that doesn't like that kind of shit.
Do you remember when that scene
The
where
bitch grabbed the fucking foot.
Dude,
Me too.
I was like, oh.
I literally made my sister jump because I did that.
That's hilarious. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. We're Scraps. Bye.